Hello, thanks for coming back. This is my last video on the Cholestatic Liver Disease Summit. And in this video, I want to talk about the different types of PFIC and what I learned about all of them. So PFIC, progressive familial intrahepatic cholestasis. Progressive meaning it gets worse, familial meaning it's genetic, intrahepatic means it's in your liver, cholestasis means the bile is not flowing. And during one of the discussions, it was asked, should we be labeling PFIC by PFIC numbers, PFIC 1, PFIC 2, PFIC 3, etc. Because it's really a family of diseases because each one of those has a different protein deficiency and why the bile acids aren't flowing, and it's a different mechanism for each one of those. So PFIC 1, 2, and 3 might be more like old terms, but I don't know all of the DNA, the genotypes, and I think it's called the phenotypes, or the protein deficiency that's associated with each gene. So I do know PFIC type 1 affects more than just the liver. I think it affects almost every organ. It affects your lungs, your brain, your gallbladder, all of the things. And it's a pretty terrible version of PFIC. There's also PFIC type 2, which has high bile acids and I believe a low GGT. And then there's PFIC type 3, which I think PFIC type 3 is the most common. That's the one that I thought I had one version, one of the bad socks, one copy of the gene, and so the protein deficiency, but that was on the Mirum test, and so it didn't get flagged on the Mirum test. So now I'm thinking I have something else. Because PFIC type 3 has high bile acids and high GGT, but my GGT is within the range, but it's on the low end. So like that doesn't actually make sense that I would be PFIC type 3, which is the ABCB4 gene, and it's the MDR3 protein deficiency. So that makes sense to me that I don't fall into the PFIC type 3, and then I also was not on the DNA test for that. And then there was also a PFIC type 4 that I learned about. A mother gave a speech about her 3-month-old son and taking him to the hospital. He was jaundiced for his entire life, and she kept getting pushed off by doctors. She was a NICU nurse or a PICU nurse, and they were telling her that it's just she needs to leave work at work, and it was just kind of really horrible to hear that she was being dismissed. And turns out her son, she knew something was wrong, and her son, I think they said he had a brain bleed. He had something with his brain. It was pretty terrible. He was out running around at the conference. He seemed like a pretty happy guy now, but he had PFIC type 4. And then there's, of course, many other types that really don't have much information out there. So whatever PFIC type, whatever protein deficiency I have, as soon as we nail it down, I will share more with you about that. It was really cool. Recently, I had somebody reach out to me via my social media, and I gave her all of my information. She was very much like me. Postpartum, still itchy around her cycle, and looking for answers. She sees a GI, I think, next month. So I just gave her all of my information. This is the Yale study, this is the Mirum study, these are the things that you're looking for, this is why this is happening, this is all of what I learned. And I'm so glad that I was able to just give her all of that information and hopefully fast forward her 6 months to a year of just trying to figure out all this information. And maybe I can learn from her too. Maybe she goes to a different GI or hepatologist department that has more connection and more knowledge about that. So just super glad that I'm able to put my story out there, and now it's starting to kind of all come together. So that's it for now. If I think of anything else, I will let you know. But again, super happy I went to the conference, and I'm really looking forward to next year. Bye.